Advertised, we will now call the public hearing to order. We'll go ahead and call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Here.
Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire Gorman.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter.
Here.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Young.
Here.
All righty, and this is for the purpose of soliciting input from the public regarding the establishment of local development area to be known as the Warren County Development District Number 10. Public hearing is being held here at December 2nd, 2022, and started at 8:40. It was advertised to start at 8:45. We're now starting at 8:48 or 8:49, and we're now called to order. And I've got Mr. Gil Johnson, Esquire, here, who will share with you what this is about.
It's number 10 of all our local TIFs, and Meredith, my ace witness, is here.
Okay.
So she doesn't get cross-examined, she'll be all right. But no, this is mostly for the Envision project. And the ITA has purchased the property. It does own it now, and this is just the next step in the Envision project. I don't know much else to say about it because there's not much difference between what we've done in the previous 9 and this one.
Right. Everybody's familiar with the development districts and these within the Trans Park. Are there any questions? Are there any questions or comments? Ms. Rosansky?
I'll just say that, so we purchased a total of 444 acres from the Talgreg family. 172 of it is going to be what's referred to as TIF 10. It will be added in basically to have sync up with TIF 9, which was the 200 acres that we had with the Ritchie property. So that combined total is the initial $2 billion, 2,000 jobs. So we do have some additional acreage if they wish to expand in the future, which we are hopeful that they will do.
Thank you. Any questions from court members? No question.
If there's no other comments, then what you'll do is you'll have the ordinance will come up to regular.
It come up in the
First reading.
in the meeting.
First reading, yeah. It has to be done by ordinance.
Okay. We don't need a motion in this. I just want
No, just at the regular
This
meeting.
is just we'll need it
First reading.
in the we'll need it for the first reading in the regular court meeting. But for now, I just wanted to ask again: are there any one from the public or any citizen here who would like to make comments, ask questions, or? Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn. Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Public hearing is adjourned. We'll reconvene for our court meeting here in about 7 minutes. Warren Fiscal Court, Friday, December 2nd, 2022 is now called to order. First of all, I'd like to welcome all of you all here. It looks like we have a few more people than usual. Glad to have everyone here during this Christmas season, and I want to welcome Esquire Doug Gorman, who's going to offer prayer and lead us in the pledge immediately following.
Thank you, Judge. If everyone bow with me, Father, thank you so much for this day, the day that you knew would be here before the earth was formed. We are so thankful, first for the gift of your Son, Jesus Christ, but most importantly, Lord, we're thankful for the opportunities that have been presented to each and every person here on this court to run the day-to-day affairs of this great county. You have blessed each and every one of us today by being able to wake up in Warren County. Lord, help each person here make the right decisions, the decisions that will be in the best interest of all of Warren County. Lord, I ask for your favor, grace, and mercy upon this court, upon each of the county employees and their families as well, especially in this Christmas season, Lord. Also, Lord, ask us to also be with the families of Jerry Young and Jerry Pearson, two longtime faithful employees of this county, Lord, and be with their families and comfort them in this time. Lord, I ask all these things in your precious Son, Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne. Here. Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire Gorman.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter. Here. Esquire Lawrence. Here. Esquire Young.
Here.
Alrighty. We need to approve the minutes of the fiscal court meeting of November 14th, 2022. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
This item is to approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Next is to approve personnel changes for Warren County. Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, number 7 is to approve first reading of ordinance number 2280, an ordinance of the fiscal court of the county of Warren, Kentucky, relating to and authorizing and establishing a local development area for economic and infrastructure development to be known as Warren County Development Area Number 10, designating the ITA, working with the county treasurer's office as the agency responsible for the oversight, administration, and implementation of the ordinance, designation of the development board to act in an advisory capacity, authorizing the imposition of an occupational license tax, establishing a special fund, authorizing and approving a local development agreement, providing for periodic accounting and analysis, and authorizing such other actions as are necessary or required by the act with respect to the establishment of the Warren County Development Area Number 10. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. You all already know that this is the same ordinance that we met in the public hearing for. If you have any questions, Mr. Johnson and Ms. Rosansky are both here. And if you all have anything to add to this, you're welcome to do so now. Okay. I think that your heading that I read was pretty inclusive. It carried out, I mean, really, is there anything else in the ordinance?
I've received some complaints, some complaints from graduates that it is a little bit too short. And I told them that I would try to work it about 16, I'll do the best I can. I'm sure I have several pages out.
If there are no questions or comments, please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, motion passes. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, if there are no objections, Eric Sexton and a couple other individuals from the Barren River Area Development District are here with us today in regard to item number 14 and 15, and so I'm going to go ahead and move item number 14 up just for that purpose. First item is to approve Resolution 2233, fair housing for the Barren River Area Development District. Any questions? Could we, please come up, Matt, right?
All right, it's nice to meet everybody. I'm Matt Pettigo with the Barren River Area Development District. I'm the new project development specialist.
Cool.
You may remember Mary Adams or Katie forward. I'm
Yeah.
kind of taking over their slots. I am working to renew the Men's Addiction Recovery Center grant from Recovery Kentucky, the CDBG portion of it. And basically the documents for fair housing and anti-displacement were outdated. The state doesn't like them to be more than 5 years old, and they were dating back to 2016, so they've asked me simply to update them. There's no changes in any of the verbiage or anything like that.
Okay.
So, and this I'll be able to submit the grant hopefully next week.
Okay. Any questions, Mr. Pego? We have a motion and a second. Have a motion, Squire Cummings, second, Squire McWhorter. No further discussion. Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. We had a lot of discussion about this last year with a lot of the board members, and I understand everything's going fairly well out there now, and certainly.
It's a good program, and 90% of the people that are in there could not afford to be there or seek that kind of treatment otherwise. It's a
Right.
good operation for sure.
Yeah, and we're happy that if you have people in your community who have addiction problems or any type of concerns, you're better off having them, giving them the ability to be treated and restore their lives. And that's a good feeling to be a small part of that.
Absolutely. I want to thank you all very much.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay. Call the roll. We've got that. All right, then we're going to go to item number. Yes, sir.
Hi, Judge.
Hi, Eric. How are you, sir?
I appreciate Matt explaining the resolutions. I actually had asked to come on a different matter today.
Okay.
And if it would please the court, I'd like to address you all on 2 items today.
Absolutely.
Thank you. First, just briefly passed out to the fiscal court is a handout about a regional SED summit we're doing that's all part, kind of a culmination of our community and economic development strategies that we just had approved by the Economic Development Administration. And so from that, for the 10-county region, we're hosting a SED summit on January the 31st from 9:15 to 2:15. Really focusing on some of our newly elected officials that are coming into those roles. We will be able to have this training approved by the Department for Local Government to provide training credit. There's a QR code on the form to register, and we would encourage you to register. We're having it at the Cave City Convention Center. Multiple workshop type programming from different areas such as tourism, mapping. We're going to give you an ad 101, what's your area development district and how can it help you. We're also going to have our state associations like CAECO and the League of Cities and workforce, different individuals and programs they're presenting. So it should be a good day, and we would encourage you all to register and attend. On the back of that form, I just want to plug our regional hazard mitigation plan that has also recently been approved. And this is your 5-year plan. It's obviously very important in the aftermaths of things that occurred here a year ago, that mitigation funding. So we would encourage you to scan that and check that out as well, but this is the approved mitigation plan. If there's no questions on that, I do have one other item that I would like to bring before the court.
Yes, sir.
So I think Webster defines friend as a person that has a strong liking for and trust in another. And Judge Buchanan has been a friend to me personally, but to our organization, the Barren River Area Development District, during his tenure as Judge Executive. Some things you probably know, but he has served as our chairman from 1999 to 2001. And then at the state association level, he served for the Kentucky Council of Area Development Districts from 2001 to 2002 as chairman. In 2021, he was the recipient of the William H. Natcher Award at our annual meeting. There's many, many accolades, I think, over his service to this area, Warren County specifically, that we could talk about. When I came into this role 5 years ago, I had heard the name Judge Buchanan for a long time. Judge brought something with me today that some of you might have. It's a Mike Buchanan Judge Executive Letter Opener that I've had in my possession actually since the year 2000, which was the year I began my service in state government. And I'll tell a quick story. The circuit clerk at the time, Pat Goad, your former Warren County circuit clerk, hired a Metcalfe County boy to come over and work in her office. And my first week in the office, it was a lot of just learning how things go and doing a lot of menial tasks, one of which was opening the mail. And one of the employees gave me this letter opener, and I looked at it and I said, "Who's Mike Buchanan?" And she said, "That's a true leader." And I hadn't met you at that point in my life, but I was immediately hooked and knew that I wanted to be a true leader. And so I kept the letter opener. It's been with me on my journey through public service everywhere I've been, whether it's been at home in Metcalfe County in an office or in Frankfort in an office, or now at the Barren River Area Development District. It's with me, and I think about that in your service, and I just want to say thank you because you have truly been a friend to our organization. You know, one of the things that you and I discussed numerous times was broadband, and I just think this is fitting that I'm here today. This morning, an employee sent me a text message that lives out toward the Richardsville community, and today she's receiving broadband, reliable, high-speed internet for the first time. And she's ecstatic about it. And I thought, thank you, Judge, because I know without your leadership, that would not be possible. So life-changing things happen when you have good leaders and good leadership. You've been an excellent leader for the county. You've been an excellent regional leader and a servant of the people. And your life philosophy aligns so closely with that of mine and the Barren River Area Development District, which is improving the quality of life for the people that we serve in the area that we live. So today, I wanted to take a moment to say thank you, and we'd like to give you this recognition. It's a Kentucky cutout of the 10 counties. It has your name and your time as judge, but it says a friend of Brad. So at this time, I would like to present this to you.
Oh, you got it.
Ready, gentlemen? Okay, ready, 1, 2, and 3. Sorry. Ready, 1, 2, and 3. Very good. Thank you. You guys are helping me respond tonight.
You go ahead.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'll take the second one. All right.
Just gonna do one. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Look at everybody counting. I know, we're gonna do one. This is for Mike, because I've texted. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations.
Thank you all so much. That's really nice. And Brad changes lives every day. And a lot of people don't recognize all of the good that Brad does for this entire region. And the area development districts, of course, they were started back in '65. And they actually implement a lot of programs and provide a lot of services that 99% of the counties can't afford and couldn't take advantage of if it weren't for the ads. And we are lucky to have you all, and we're lucky to have your leadership. Thank you.
So do we need a motion for item 15?
Yes. Item number 15 is to approve Resolution 2234, Guide Forum Residential Anti-Displacement and Relocation Assistance Plan under Section 104D of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't either. That's the reason I was asking. I do recommend that any of you who have not been to learn a little bit more about the area development district, this is worthwhile to go to. Plus, you get 5 of your training hours as well. All right, we'll move on to item number 8 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2277 rezoning property located at 181 Dillard Road from agriculture to general business containing approximately 2.26 acres and presently owned by Wheat Land Development LLC. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know, maybe that's it. Okay, now it's item number 9,
Yes, sir.
to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2278, rezoning property located at 9940 Alverton Road from office and professional and residential to general business containing approximately 1.56 acres and presently owned by NC Brands LLC. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 10 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2279 rezoning property located at Porter Pike, at 0 Porter Pike, from agriculture to general business containing approximately 1.6641 acres and presently owned by James Melvin Land Company, LLC. Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 11 is to approve Federal Bureau of Prisons inspection report dated 11/7/2022 for the Warren County Regional Jail. Motion by Squire was it Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion, questions?
All I'll say is that Jailer Harmon does an amazing job with all that he does down at our jail. He needs to be commended with continued overcrowding and everything he does for this, so well done.
Yeah. We all agree, Jailer Harmon, so you can go ahead and prepare for complaining about what we don't do for you. You ever notice that we've ever done enough for anybody, but you do have a challenge down there. It's always been a challenge, and it's extraordinary what you do with the resources that you have. We're all big fans of your leadership. All righty, item number,
We need to vote.
pardon me, go ahead.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 12 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $17,642 to Diamond Equipment for repairs to the Case 590 backhoe for the Warren County Road Department.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 13 is to approve payment in the amount of $2,153 to DB Communications for scrolling information, TV monitors, low voltage cabling at the Warren County Regional Jail. This is approved by AOC, and the county will be reimbursed by AOC.
Judge, correct, it's at the Justice Center.
Pardon me?
It's at the Justice Center, not the jail.
Yep. See, I've always told you, pay attention to what I meant to say, not what I said. But I appreciate it. All right.
Still make motion.
Okay, motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne. Yes, ma'am. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 16 is to approve Order 2221, surplusing printers for the Warren County Attorney's Office.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne. Yes, ma'am. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 17 is to approve Order 2222, appointing Mitchell D. Raybold Pearson to the Operation Pride Board. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 18 is simply to make part of the record the 21-22 participation report for the Warren County Parks Department. If there are no objections, that's hereby ordered to be entered into the record. Item number 19 is to make part of the record the updated emergency action plan flip charts for the Warren County Parks Department. That as well, without objection, is ordered into the record. Item number 20 is to approve determination in the amount of $2,862 to South Central Equipment for installation of the 20K Challenger lift in the new road department. There were 3 quotes listed, and this was the lowest and best quote. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
Cummings.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, there is a discrepancy there on the last item.
Okay, that's on the lift.
Yeah,
What is the discrepancy?
You read,
30,000.
it's really a 30,000 pound.
Where do we come up with the 2862 here?
No, the dollar amount's right. He's saying that the two,
No.
yeah, 20K.
Oh, it's a,
It's a 30K.
it's a 30K lift.
Right.
Okay. All right, everyone has that noted. We've already done the roll call. Item number 21 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2281, rezoning property located at 0 Louisville Road from agriculture to multifamily residential containing approximately 35.301 acres and presently owned by T&N Simon Properties. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne. Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and if there are no objections, I'm going to move to item number 35. I'd say that we've got a busy businessman here in the audience that is here for item number 35 and 36, and thought we'd go ahead and call these out just to end out of respect for Doug Frent here. This is to approve, number 35 is to approve the only bid that was received from the countywide right-of-way mowing to DDFWI LLC in the amount of $426,721.65.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Lawrence. Mr. Moore, did you have anything that you wanted to add to that, or?
I sent out in your packet an analysis of what we think is the best numbers we can come up with on what it costs us to self-perform this work, which we've done since the beginning of time, I'll say. And what we found, with the labor shortage and fuel costs and equipment costs going up, we feel like it would be best suited to explore this idea of contract mowing so that our 9 staff that it takes to do this for almost 9 months out of the year could be used on road repair, things taking care of the pavement, ditches, shoulders. It's something we take great pride in. I mean, to be quite honest, I think all of you would agree that I think our road department does a phenomenal job in taking care of our mowing our right-of-ways. But we're getting to a point where things are becoming a little tight in getting schedules done and getting to things, and we thought this would be an option to try contract work. We've seen contract work in other departments and also in the road department be very beneficial. It's been a great arrangement, and the citizens tend to get the same level of service at a cheaper price. And so we thought we would look into that. And so what you'll see in that is that we're looking at a savings of somewhere in the neighborhood of $140,000, $150,000 a year if we move towards a contract mowing of our right-of-ways. Yeah. Fortunately, Doug Frent and his partner, their company, they've been doing right-of-way mowing in this county as well as all our surrounding counties for years through their contract with KYTC. I have no doubt that they are capable of performing this work to the same level as we are. And, you know, we thought this is something to explore. And I've spoken to a lot of you guys about it. I think you all tend to agree that it's something we should look into. So we put these out, the numbers came back, and we just thought we would make this decision and try this for the next couple of years and see how that looks. You'll see that it's a 3-year contract with a renewal each year. So at the end of each year, if Mr. French's not satisfied and we're not satisfied, we'll reevaluate this and see what's the best thing to do. But I think that you'll see that we've tried to be as thorough as possible, and I think this is the best direction for us to go.
Yeah, and I think the savings are obvious as to why. First of all, that's all they do. Our guys are pulled back and forth to a number of jobs all the time. So I believe this is going to work out. And I think it's going to be beneficial. But
And just to be clear, we're not out of the mowing business. I mean, we still have to do mow trim to take care of limbs and brush, and we're keeping some of our 2 newest pieces of equipment to respond to what might be emergencies. I mean, Doug's crew may be working their way around their county, and there's a spot that he can't get back to, and if it's a safety issue, we're going to go take care of it. We're not out of the mowing, but I think we need to start looking at focusing on infrastructure itself a little bit more. We're getting behind the curve on that, and I think this is, Billy Joe and his staff have talked about this for a long time, and I think we're all on the same page. And if you guys got questions, I'd be glad to answer, and we'll work through this as we try something different.
The only thing I would like to add to emphasize is what you've touched on already is with our limited staff and things we having challenges with employees and continue that stuff, the bigger benefit other than the true cost savings of it is the ability to use our people to do the other things that need to be done too.
Yeah.
And not take the time up that's taken to do the mowing that we're doing. So this is a good move.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I mean, we all know what economy we're working in right now, and I wish things were a little different. To be honest with you, I wish we were still mowing. I wish I had 10 or 12 more guys and we could just do it like we've always done it. But I think times are changing, and we're trying to still provide that same service that we always have, and I think this is the best option. And again, if it proves to be problematic and we can't achieve what we want, we'll reevaluate at the end of the year. But I do feel really strongly that this proposal and this contractor will be able to get things done like they make everybody happy, really do.
Going up the interstate, if Doug, I guess you're doing the one that did the interstate, 65, it looks great. It really does. I admire you for the looks there of Interstate 65. And now, will we be mowing? Will you be mowing as much as we have been mowing?
Yeah. So what we did is, in years past, the road department sometimes mowed almost year round, six passes around the county. In the last few years, as fuel got pricier, as fuel costs went up, we've cut things down to about 4 complete mowings. That last mowing that we would do is what we call a knockback round. We mow an extra pass or 2 further out in the right of way to keep things cut back in the last pass before spring. That's what we bid with Doug. So there'll still be 4 rounds of mowing. 6 kind of became too much, but there are some cases, and again, we had a Johnson grass problem this year with the weather that we had, and we had Johnson grass jumping up almost fast as we could, and we did have to go back to some spots. And I think that's, like I said, I'm going to ask Doug and his company to maintain the normal 4 rounds, and when we have these things that come, we'll go take care of those. So I don't think the citizens will see any difference that they've seen the last 2 or 3 years, and that's the intent, and that's what I would impress upon Doug as well.
This is a no-brainer.
Josh,
Yes, sir.
you made a comment that we were gonna keep our 2 newest tractors.
Keep a few more than that. I think what we're doing, Mark, we've got, we just bought 2 new tractors. We've got 8 more, 6 or 8 more. We're gonna keep at least 4. To be honest, a couple of them, and if we hadn't been doing this, I'd be coming to you guys asking to buy 2 new ones this year and 2 more next year, because our newest ones have over 7,000 hours on them without the 2 that we just bought last year. So we're in dire need of more equipment. So we're going to keep the best, to see how things work. And if we have to go back out, we will. And over time, we'll try to surplus some of those. But no, we're not going to get rid of everything right away, you know.
Well, my only concern here is with the bailout clause that we have in the contract, where either side can terminate at the end of a year. So at the end of the first year, if Mr. French says, I don't want this, falls back on us.
Correct.
We gotta have the equipment to do the job. You can't go out there and get it tomorrow.
Well, when we bought these last two, we had them in about 3 months. So what we'll be doing is working with Doug and his partner, and if we start seeing come August, September, that they think at the end of the season they're not interested, we've got till about April to secure 2 more, and I'll be coming right back to you guys asking to purchase a couple more tractors, which is something we needed to do anyway.
Any other questions or comments? If there are none, please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Motion passes. Then item number 36, that we received only one bid for the I-65 right-of-way, Beautify 65 corridor. Mowing to the, it was the only bidder was DDFW1 LLC. And what we're asking to do is authorize county judge executive, county attorney, and Operation Pride to help negotiate for acceptable price contract that we can, to see if we can get it any better than what it was bid at. And if not, we'll come back to you.
Motion.
Okay, motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Okay, one more deviation. I'd like to ask if there's no one objects, is to take up item number 42, to approve first reading of ordinance 2287, amending ordinance number 1040, relating to the establishment of a transient room tax to benefit the retirement bonds to be issued for the Southern Kentucky Performing Arts Center. We're not issuing any new bonds, and this is not a new ordinance. This is an amendment to an ordinance that we passed back in whatever year it was, 2007? 14. 7 and 14. And this is, as I understand it, is to make sure that we include the new law that goes with transient room tax. It's basically gets the Airbnbs and bed and breakfasts and that sort of thing. Is that right, Sherry? And campsites. Would you like to further explain that?
I'm just here to answer any questions that you all may have about it, honestly. It's House Bill 8. I'm sure y'all have had to deal with it before because it was kind of the catch-all of everything at the end of the session this year. But a little section of that is it expands to direct businesses that benefit from the marketing things that we do at the CVB, to include like what we call OTAs, online travel agencies. And we've been discussing this for like 15 years because of the changes in the industries, or our industry, that so many different organizations now benefit. And just because they're nationally based doesn't mean that they are paying into the local tax structure. So what this does is correct that. So now the OTAs will be paying into that. We have campgrounds, campsites, RV parks, all these different areas now to help expand the tax base here in Kentucky, which House Bill 8 kind of covers in a multitude of ways. So this is just a little fraction of that. But I'm just here to answer any questions if you all have any.
Okay. Are there any questions, anyone?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, if there are no questions, do we have a motion to approve? Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
All righty. I think we're going to go back to item number 22 and start over in the same direction here. Item number 22 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2282, rezoning property located at 2222 Murphy Road, a portion of, and 381 Aaron Road from agriculture to residential estate and from residential estate to agriculture containing approximately .228 plus or minus acres and initiated by the City County Planning Commission in order to correct the split zoning of the property. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions?
Ben, this is just the same thing we've done the last few months with some other properties throughout the county. These next four are all the same way, right? Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or comments?
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes,
Item number 23 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2283, rezoning property located at 520 Hillwood Drive, a portion of and from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately .215 plus or minus acres and initiated by the City County Planning Commission in order to correct the split zoning of the property. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 24 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2284, rezoning property located at 0 and 589 Ben T. Johns Road, portion of from agriculture to residential estate and residential estate to agriculture containing approximately .76 plus or minus acres and initiated by the City County Planning Commission in order to correct the split zoning of the property. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes,
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 25 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2285, rezoning property located at 0, 681 and 701 Hydro Pondsville Road, a portion of from agriculture to residential estate and residential estate to agriculture containing approximately .228 plus or minus acres and initiated by the City County Planning Commission in order to correct the split zoning of the property. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Item number 26 is to approve authority, or to grant authority to advertise for bids for approximately 66,500 square feet of padded commercial carpet tiles for the Warren County Justice Center, second, third, and fourth floor courtroom areas, and each floor being quoted separate as a request from AOC, and this would include removal, proper disposal of old carpet, and replacement of any vinyl-based molding that might get damaged during removal of carpet, reimbursed, is this 100% by AOC, and should be no cost to the general fund. And they're going to try and purchase the carpet direct and quote removal and installation in separate bids. Let me ask you a quick question, James. These initially went down in 18-inch squares.
Correct.
Is this the way that they're putting
Yeah,
it
there'll
back?
be 24-inch squares.
24-inch squares.
16, correct.
Okay.
Some hallways, we're gonna look at putting laminate down.
Yeah.
High-traffic areas. This is all early stages. ALC come in, looked at it, told us what they wanted to pay for, what they didn't. So now we gotta start the process of getting quotes to go back to them and get final approval. But the judge has asked to replace it, so that's where we are.
So maybe.
All right, motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cumming.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, item number 27 is to approve the negotiated price for Warren County stormwater quality improvements at the FELOC project at Moore Park to Scott Murphy in the amount of $264,410. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cumming.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Nikki's not here today, is she?
She said.
There you are. Now, this is the one just at Moore, right? Is there a separate one that we're going to bid
Yes.
for Romanza Johnson Park?
Next year, we will bid it.
Oh,
Hopefully
okay.
to bid sometime so that it can start construction in the fall.
Okay,
Yeah, that'll be a bigger project. But
okay.
we're excited about it.
It'll be bigger than this project?
Yes, definitely. We're gonna take out the low water ford,
Oh.
put in a constructed riffle, and then there's a lot of stream bank stabilization, kind of until you hit the curve, the 90-degree curve, and then there'll be some, closer up towards the gate, there's some significant erosion really close to the road, so we're gonna address that too.
When you take out that low water ford, it's probably going to release, it's going to correct a problem of a lot of the stuff that gets stopped up there. And even though people love to fish off that pier and jump in and everything, it's really a hazard.
Yeah.
It's concerning to,
It is a very bad safety issue, potentially. And so once we remove that, there'll still be a kayak and canoe launch, so they'll be able to stand there and fish from there. And the constructed riffle, you'll be able to walk on those boulders and things like that if you wanted to fish
yeah.
anywhere in that area too. So it will change, it'll look different, but we don't think it'll take away from the types of activities that people do at that park.
Yeah. Good. Good deal. Well, I'm certain that you won't have any trouble getting it passed next year. I'm guessing that. All righty. Yeah. Am I taking too much for granted?
No pressure. Best man know. Been told.
All righty. Do we have a motion to approve? And a second? Do we have any further discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cumming.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Item number 28 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2286, authorizing a lighting agreement between Warren Rural Electric Cooperative Corporation and Carter Crossings Phase 1 and 2.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 29 is to approve determination in the amount of $4,365.90 to Worthington Direct for room dividers for the tennis facility. 3 quotes were received, and this is the lowest and best quote. Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 30 is to grant authority to advertise for food service and commissary for the Warren County Regional Jail. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 31 is to approve Order 2223, surplusing items to be auctioned for the Warren County Drug Task Force. Mr. Loving, how are you, sir?
I'm good today. And you all know the drill with the auction, and I think it's still a really neat thing that the drug dealers aren't noted for paying taxes. Well, some of them are going to get to pay some taxes today, and that saves the taxpayers in the court from having to buy vehicles for us. So anyway, we've got 19 vehicles. 6 of those are ones that were actually purchased previously. The detectives have been driving. They're all in excellent shape. I'll go into used car salesman mode here, but the other 3 trailers and about 10 other vehicles are all forfeited. So we look forward to a successful auction. I'd have to mention our friend Joe Houchins, who has been doing this for us for, 25 years, and never charges a buyer's premium, doesn't charge us anything, and does it because he believes in what we do and likes to give back to the community. So Joe Jr., Joe Sr. will be here next Friday, right in front of the courthouse at 1 p.m. And we'll have an auction. Hope to have that wrapped up probably around 3 p.m. We do have a few extra items that we're not using in the office that I'm surfacing, so that the auditors are happy that we dispose of those properly, and we'll probably get a little income out of that. But certainly any questions, and it's on our website, it's on Joe's website. I would encourage everyone to take a look and come down.
I think that Dyson vacuum will bring a lot of money, so.
I'm not sure that's going to be a big item, but I hope you're right.
Any questions, Mr. Loving?
Tommy, I don't see a time.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Yes, sir, that's probably not on the memo. That's my fault, but I've got Joe's flyer here and it's scattered around, but 1 p.m. next Friday.
1 p.m. next Friday.
We would prefer to use Soaky Market again, but there's something about an ice rink down there right now. So
It's in the way. Y'all just didn't get it in early enough this time.
you're correct, and I'll blame that on the auto manufacturers, but hopefully with the cars ordered earlier this year, I'm hoping that mid to late summer, we can do an auction in the summer and a little bit better weather anyway, so we'll see how that plays out this year.
Yep, and no further questions for Mr. Loving. We have a motion to approve. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
And we, as always, thank you all for your continued support.
Thank you for all your hard work, Tommy. Okay. Go to item number 37.
32.
Pardon me?
32.
I'm sorry.
Item 32.
32, yeah. See, there you go. There's another test. Item number 32, to approve the 2023 budget for the Warren County Sheriff's Office. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. You have anything you want to add, Sheriff?
As always, I appreciate your all's support greatly in this endeavor here. And if anybody has any particular question, I think I met with probably everybody on here, at least individually at some point, kind of bring them up to speed on this and the changes. And some of the big changes, just for everybody else that's interested, is always the retirement portions that we're required every year to pay into the state. And that was an increase of $491,677.83. So we also have a new circuit court coming in, or a circuit judge coming in, and as a result of that, we have to supply an additional 3 court security for that. And when you look at those with their FICA and benefits, it's $142,512.48. So, you know, there's a lot of things that we just, the growing community and things that happen, unfortunately, sometimes we have to sustain that with that. And so, you know, I was looking back at some records, and just one of the things is our operating budget this year. And when you look at that, it's $1,133,000. When 2016, that was $1,079,000. So our operating budget has not hardly increased by much. And that includes a lot of different things we still have to pay for as far as the licensing. Everybody knows technology. We've increased personnel, and so a lot of times everybody has to have a license for every operational computer they have, radios and all that. And so our operating budget, we've kept it and tried to maintain and do the best of what we have. But as far as personnel and what we have to pay into the state, there's a cost of doing business, and as Josh alluded to, there's a price. And so part of our operating price did go up a little bit this year, particularly related to fuel. Thankfully, right now, it's kind of seems to be sliding back down, so that's great, but we don't know in another year what that might look like, or 6 months. So if anybody has any particular questions, I'm happy to address those as well.
Any questions?
I just want to say thanks for coming out and personally going over it, you know, with me. And
yes, sir.
we might have had a lot of conversation about it, but I want to say thanks for coming out and actually taking the time to go through it line item with me. So
yes, sir.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All righty, thank you, Sheriff. No further questions?
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, item number 33 is to grant authority to advertise for weekly mowing, trimming, spraying, shrub, tree pruning, weed removal, weed control, weekly trash debris cleanup, and this is and watering of all trees, shrubs, grasses, landscape areas, and year-round fence repair and upkeep along all I-65 Operation Pride corridors in Warren County. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions?
Chris here? Yeah. Basically, with Doug taking over the right-of-way mowing and now this, we're going to be out of the I-65 corridor mowing business ourselves.
As of November 17th, we had, out of the $450,000 that we have for the crew for the fiscal year, we'd expelled 15%, right about $107,000. We feel that we could strategically outsource this to a third-party vendor and to be able to save additional funds for that entity. This would outsource all of the current operation that we have that we're doing as a department.
This is just seeking authority to bid for it. It's not making a decision yet, but it's certainly something that we need to explore.
In that bid package, there is specific language to negotiate terms in regards to equipment, personnel, things like that, if and when we get the bids back.
All right, no other questions?
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cumming.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 34 is to approve the current Warren County Regional Jails Manual of Policy and Procedures with no changes for the jail standard and jail inspection purposes.
Judge, we'll have an end in the first quarter of next year, but by the end of this year, we have to approve the one that's.
Right. Right. Time-wise, it's time to get this approval, but he'll be bringing you a new one first quarter of this next year. Do you have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne. Esquire
ma'am.
Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Next item is to approve interfund transfers for Warren County.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Payne. Second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 38 is to approve the 2023 fiscal court meetings. Motion by Squire Lawrence. Second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Let me just say, before anyone asks this question, this is the approval of the court meetings today. You may have someone that the next county judge may want to change these, and that would be at his discretion to bring that back to you. But I just wanted to make sure, because I got stink eye from Judge-elect Gorman over here. All right.
Just procedural.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Abstain.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Okay, item number 39 is to approve the 2022 amended budget for the Warren County Sheriff's Department.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Payne. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire
Yes,
Lawrence.
ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 40 is to approve the determination in the amount of $12,251.98 to Barron County Business Supply for new furniture for the Warren County Road Department, and this is for the new building. This is at contract pricing.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter. Second, Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions?
Mean we're not bringing down all the beautiful old furniture that's been there for 57 years from the old, road barn?
No, we've actually created a few more offices, and with the new layout, we needed some additional spaces for we've restructured. We've got a couple of different managers' positions that we didn't have before, so this gives them a place to go. And just to be clear and clarify that, although this was an Omnia price contract, we did reach out to multiple vendors. What we found is all the local and regional furniture vendors use the same pricing guide, so it was the same price, and what we were really looking at was who can get it there the quickest and what the install cost was. So those were the only variables, but this was the lowest and best bid. The same vendor we've used at some of the parts facilities, at our public works facility. They're right up in Glasgow. We've had great success with them, so that's how we presented that one.
When are we gonna move in there? What's it
The schedule since the beginning was the last week of December. I feel very comfortable that we'll be in there a little sooner than that. things are moving along great, and I think all the subcontractors are supposed to be finished by the 15th. But we know then it's punch list time, so there'll be a little time after that. I think we'll likely be in there maybe the third week, right? But maybe start moving a few things in right before Christmas is what my fingers crossed say, so.
It's a beautiful building.
Yeah, it's really nice, and we're going to get something. I'd really like to get everybody down there, take a look at it once we can. I think y'all will be really impressed with it, and something to be proud of, so I'll schedule something and let everybody know about that soon.
Right. It's going to be really nice. I mean, it will make everyone more effective in their jobs as well, and take a stronger sense of pride to each and every one of the workers there, because it's a nice facility and it's laid out to be functionally efficient. All right.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, item number 41 is to approve Order 2224, reappointing Danny Howe to the Board of Adjustments. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire
Yes,
McWhorter.
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 43 is to grant judge executive authority to sign the National Naval Aviation Museum Loan Program and Loan Renewal. You all understand this is not a loan that we're taking out. This has nothing to do with money, really. It's about the loan of an airplane, and it's at Aviation Heritage Park. Motion by Squire Payne. Second by Squire McWhorter. Any further questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next item is to approve the claims. Mr. Harvey, would you please present the claims to court?
General Fund, $811,667. Road Fund, $701,802. Jail Fund, $266,575. Stormwater, $4,630. ARPA Fund, $31,227. E911 Fund, $13,820. Please let me know if there are any questions.
Make a motion, we pay the claims as submitted.
Motion by Squire Young to pay claims as submitted, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence. Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Sheriff, how are you, sir?
Good, sir. I've got a couple items here. One is, and Chris can probably help with an update on this, but he's done a phenomenal job of helping out Sugar Maple Square and getting some of the area cleaned up behind there, and us helping to relocate some of the folks who were staying back in that area just for the safety of the community, the safety of those people staying in there. And so we just want to thank him and formally recognize all the hard work that he continues to do for Warren County. Unfortunately, next week I'm in training. The week after, I'll be on vacation. My wife has told me of that, so I won't be here for your all's last fiscal quarter of the year. So I want to also formally just thank our two Esquires that will be moving on to greener pastures. And so I really appreciate their support, their leadership, their guidance, and their honest feedback in so many different ways. And for you as well, Judge. And I really appreciate that. And thank you for, just kind of helping me in my first term here, and all the ways that you all have helped support, our sheriff's office and what we do in this community. So I greatly appreciate that. If you'll have time, tonight I know there's the Smiths Grove Christmas Parade starting at 6 p.m. So we've got that going on. Tomorrow's the Bowling Green Christmas Parade as well. And then Sunday is the Boyce Christmas Parade as well. So a lot of Christmas parades, a lot of jingling going on this weekend. And and I think Hadley also has an event tonight at 6:30 out at the community center. I think I got a call from Chief Justice last night about that. So if you have free time, I'm sure they would appreciate that. And I look forward to working with our incoming elected officials. I'm sure we'll get as much support as you all have given us. Okay, good, excellent. Not to put him on the spot. Thank you all.
Yeah. Ms. Yates.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Jailer Harmon. Nothing? Glad to see you. Mr. Comer.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Warren. Didn't see you back there hiding over on the corner. All right. Mr. Pearson. Mr. Loving left. Ms. Lewis. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to tell everybody that the Department of Revenue has increased the homestead and disability exemption this year. A substantial amount, actually. It's going from $40,500 to $46,350. This is a pretty big increase. The last increase went from $39,300 to $40,500. So it's a big one, so that's a good thing. So. The homestead and disability exemption is, you are qualified for that if you're over 65 years of age or 100% disabled and you own and occupy your home. So if that is anyone out there, you can go up to the PVA's office and apply. So just wanted to let everybody know that.
What if you've already applied with this?
It rolls. It just rolls right over, so you don't have to reapply.
Okay.
So you're good.
So you applied before you're 65?
What about that?
Just kidding.
So, and thank you, everyone. I've really enjoyed serving this community, and I look forward to my next venture. So, thank you.
Good luck in your next venture.
Thank you.
We'll miss you. You've done a great job and appreciate the service to Warren County.
Thank you, and I'll be around. So.
Me too.
Yeah, and congratulations on the Corvette.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I would be too.
That's exciting. Corvette is an important part of our community.
It absolutely is. Absolutely is. All right, thanks, y'all.
Thank you. Mr. Peterson. Mr. Markham? All righty. I want to recognize Mr. Joshua Hardy, who's here with us today, and who is the incoming PVA. And is there anything you'd like to share today? Of course, you're always welcome. All righty. Thank you. Okay. Squire Payne, you have any?
Judge, I just want, we're not gonna have a Christmas parade on Cedar Ridge. My wife's car's in the shop. And I'm officially gonna give you my 30 days notice. I quit.
All right.
Oh, my God.
We don't think we can talk you out of it. Squire Lawrence.
Yeah, Judge, I just want to do my condolences to the Pearson family and the Young family. Jerry's a good friend, both of Jerry's friends of mine, and that's all I've got.
Certainly, we do want to offer our thoughts and prayers to the Young family and the Pearsons and all of his family. He has relatives all over the county, and Jerry Young was the road supervisor here for, I don't know how many years, a long time.
43.
43,
I think.
well, 43 was the number of years he was here, but he was actually the supervisor for a good 25.
He had some good lunches down there, didn't he, Judge?
He did, and did a great job, and we're certainly, he's been a good friend, and we're going to miss Jerry Young. And Jerry Pearson was the treasurer here for a number of years, and is the guy who trained Greg Burrell, our current treasurer. And I talked to Greg, who's out of town today, and he was really regretted hearing about Jerry's passing, and certainly is very saddened by that. Both of these were surprises to me. I heard about one, and then I heard about the other, and I thought, that's got to be wrong. They're talking about the other Jerry. But to lose two good friends in one day is just pretty devastating. And at the same time, Danny Jones, who used to be a bailiff for us and worked for the county as well, also passed away. Danny Jones is, his funeral is, I guess, tomorrow at Kirby's on Broadway. Funeral's at 11 and visitations before that. Jerry Young's is from 2 to 8 on Sunday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. visitation on Sunday at Johnson Vaughn Funeral Home. And the funeral is Monday at 1 p.m. For those of you who can go to Jerry's funeral. I think they're going to bury him in the Green River Union Church. There used to be a church there, but there's a beautiful old cemetery up on the top of that. It's really about the highest point in Warren County. You can see forever from that spot, and there are graves there, people buried there from the 1700s and the earliest settlers of Warren County. So it's a beautiful spot. I don't have the arrangements yet for Jerry Pearson's. I think he's going to be at Kirby's, but I'm not sure. But anyway, Danny Jones is at Kirby's on Broadway. I think Jerry Pearson is going to be at Kirby's on Lover's Lane. At least that's what I've been told. And Jerry Young is at Johnson Vaughn on Fairview and Lehman. Our thoughts and prayers are with them and all their families. Let's see here. Anything else? No, you guys? Nothing? Squire Gorman?
I have a couple things, Judge.
Okay.
Yeah, I do, but thank you for all those words. Just a couple reminders. Our next fiscal court meeting, according to Judge Buchanan, is the 16th of December. But that day, from 2 to 4, we're having our community Christmas open house, and that's for the entire county. We'd love for all citizens to stop by from 2 to 4 up here in the courtroom. We'll have a special presentation about 3 o'clock for a few people, so that's the 16th from 2 to 4. Also, today from 2 to 4 right here in the courthouse, we're having a little celebration for Susan Oliver Lewis, and we appreciate everyone coming by and wishing her well. She's done a fantastic job for us, and we're so appreciative of the things she's done, so you can come by for that. I know Mr. Hardy's being sworn in by Constitution on Monday. They have to take, the governor and the PVA takes office the same day, which is the first Monday of the month. The rest of elected officials technically start January 2nd, first Monday of the new year. So for the rest of the officials, we're having a ceremonial swearing-in ceremony. It'll be December 20th, Tuesday, December 20th at 4 p.m. at SkyPack. And we'll have an agenda for all of that shortly. But we're going to have that ceremony. That'll be a nice get-together for all the remaining elected officials, both state and local. Will be 4 o'clock, December 20th at SkyPack. Thank you, Judge.
All righty, thank you, sir. Squire McWhorter?
It's funny, Jerry Pearson was my first supervisor out of college at Bowling Green Bank. Yeah. He was quite a treat to work with. We smoked a lot of cigarettes. And we could do it in, basically in the bank at the time. But he was a fun guy. He was really a hard worker, and Jerry Young is just, he and I have ridden a lot of roads together. Certainly will miss him, talk to him every once in a while, and I'll miss doing that.
Squire Young?
And good luck to the Purples tonight. They're playing.
It's tomorrow night.
Oh, it's tomorrow night?
Tomorrow
Okay.
night, yeah.
State finals?
They're playing Frederick Douglass and Lexington. Yeah, and I think we're going to win. So, all right. Squire Young?
Thank you, Judge. Continue my condolences also to the Young family, the Jones family, and the Pearson family. And one other thing, the Richardsville Christmas parade that was supposed to take place tomorrow has been canceled because of Jerry's passing. Jerry, for many, many years, was the coordinator of that parade. And that task now has been passed on to his grandson, one of his grandsons.
Oh.
But because of his passing, that has been postponed. I don't know yet what that date is.
Right.
Will take place.
Which grandson is it or is it his son?
No, grandson.
Grandson? Drew?
Drew, yes. Get them mixed up.
All right, Squire Cummings?
Just a couple reminders, the sheriff already mentioned it, but the Boys Christmas Parade is Sunday, 3 o'clock. If you're in the parade, they want you there around 1:30 to line up. If you've never been to a Boys Christmas Parade, you need to come. It's a different event. It's definitely fun, and brings plenty of something, because there'll be candy thrown at you from everybody, so it's a fun event. So that's Sunday at 3. Continue the condolences to the Young, Pearson, and Jones family. I think that's been said, but those are fine gentlemen, and they'll be sorely missed within their families and within our community. Want to say my congratulations to Susan, the service she served us, and the thing I liked about Susan is she's always was happy and cheerful, and had the kind of she's the kind of person you want to be around, because she always was just looked on the positive side of everything. So I want to thank her for her service and wish her the best of luck in her next step. And then finally, Western Women's Volleyball Team. They play a little team called UK. I think that's tonight.
Yes.
It's tonight.
Yes.
So it should be a tremendous effort, and I feel good about our Lady Toppers, and want to wish them the best of luck in their match tonight against one of the teams that beat them this year. So it's time to get a little revenge, and to also wish the Bowling Green High Purples the best of luck tomorrow night against Frederick Douglass, a team that seems, invincible. Seems like they can't be beat, and they said the same thing about them last year. And South Warren went up there and took care of business with them. So my hope is that Bowling Green High can go up there and do the same thing to that Frederick Douglass team. So lots of luck and lots of wishes to those. So thank you, sir.
Thank you. Also, I want to remind everyone, although they do throw out candy at the Boys Parade and at the Smiths Grove Parade, the Bowling Green Downtown Parade, they do not. So if you're in that parade tomorrow, downtown Bowling Green, the J.C.'s remind you that there's a danger in throwing candy out and kids running up underneath vehicles and so forth. So I just wanted to make sure I remind all of you all about that. Ms. Milliken?
Thank you, Judge. I want to tell Susan Oliver Lewis, it's been a pleasure working with you. You have been a breath of fresh air in the PVA office, and I appreciate your dedication to the citizens of Bowling Green and Warren County, so thank you very much. And I certainly want to send my condolences out to the Jones family, the Pearson family, and the Young families. I've worked with all three of those gentlemen, Jerry Pearson and Jerry Young in particular, and I can tell you lots of funny stories about them, and they were true friends of mine, and they are going to be missed. And I was absolutely heartbroken, just like you were yesterday, and I thought you were wrong when you told me of the passing. I said, oh, you have that wrong, and so I'm having a hard time even finding the words because they're such a huge loss. So
They are.
sending my prayers their way.
Two good friends.
Yeah.
Mr. Payne?
Judge, I forgot about something. We need to, well, you don't have to do it if you want to, but I'd like to wish the Bowling Green High football team the best of luck Saturday night. They play the #1 team in the state from what I've heard, not just in their district.
Well, they're the #1 team in the state right now.
Yeah, we can take care of that.
Yeah. So far. Yeah.
Go Purpose.
Yeah. Mr. Hardy?
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, Harvey. Harvey, I just,
He needs all the
getting you all mixed up already. Ms. Hale?
My condolences to Jerry Pearson. I worked with him for many years. He was a fun guy. And condolences to Jerry Young also.
Judge Smith?
Thank you, Judge.
And also, Judge, you're going to switch the cord tonight, or switch that thing to light up the tree.
That's right. That Sky Pack tonight, we're going to light up the new 25-foot tree at 5:30 along with Circus Square, and then at 6 o'clock on Fountain Square. So there should be a lot of activity downtown tonight if it's not freezing cold and raining, which hopefully it will not be. But try to be there. That's someone reminded me last night that the first Rockefeller Center Christmas tree was only 20 feet tall. So we've already beat that first time around. Also, let's see, we've got the Christmas parade, the Christmas open house. I'm totally shocked that I didn't hear anyone remind everyone that Abby Milliken is having a birthday on December 10th.
She's 25. I got your order that you said.
She's 25 years old. Ms. Milliken left for maternity leave when she had Abby 25 years ago, promising to have an ordinance prepared and ready for me when she got back. She just turned it in. So, thank you. Thank you so much. Also, on the same day, so this should be a big celebration, on December 10th, it's Abby Milliken's birthday. It's also Mr. David Chandler's birthday, December 10th, and he's not 25, but, and I'm not saying how old he is, but Jason Boyd is also having a birthday tomorrow, December 4th, or day after tomorrow. Day after tomorrow. And Ron Cummings is under the impression that we're having the Christmas open house on it for his birthday, but it's not. It just happens to be on his birthday.
So any presents y'all want to bring next board meeting, that's fine. Any.
Happy birthday.
Well, you get that homestead exemption, so you're all right.
Not quite there yet. Thank you very much for reminding me, but not quite.
And then right after that, and I want to tell this because I won't be here on his birthday, but Doug Gorman is going to turn on January 3rd, and I won't be in town. I told him, I promised him I'd be back by 1st of August, but anytime you need to call me after I get back, just call anytime if you have any problems.
I hear you.
But happy birthday to you too.
It'd be no different, he won't answer his phone.
All right. Is there any other business to be brought before this body? Any other serious business to be brought before? Yes, sir. We have a motion to adjourn by Squire Lawrence and a second by Squire Payne.